second opinion. Our team can be reached at 605-224-5959. Let's start today.
Securities offered through LPL Financial Limited U.S. Investment Advisory Services offered through UH Advisors LLC, registered investment advisor, UH Advisors LLC, Lady Craig Wealth Management, are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Century Business Products is a proud supporter of South Dakota High School athletics and proud to provide the most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers to schools and businesses in the area, all backed by their 5-time nationally awarded Kyocera servicing team. Are you looking to control color costs? Looking to reduce printing? Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents? Or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than Century Business Products. Call 800 and see how they're powering business technology.
Why am I so sore? There are everyday moments.
Hey, hold the ladder! Hold the ladder!
Yeah, that hurt.
And there are epic moments.
College! Class of 1995!
When a moment creates a help need, visit the experts at Avera Orthopedics. We're moving health forward so you can tell the story. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
Team. The Pierre Governors know what that means, and so do the men and women of the Hughes County Jail. No matter how good that takes teamwork. So if you'd like to know more about the available positions at the Hughes County Jail, be a part of their team. Log on to hughescounty.org. Click on the Sheriff tab. Detention deputies and nursing positions. Go Govs from the employees of Hughes County Jail.
Welcome back. We're at Gorman High School. The home team, the Knights, will entertain the visiting Pierre Governors. Brian opened pregame show. Just heard from the Hughes County Jail, and we also welcome you to the origination of our broadcast. This is the Hughes County Jail broadcast booth here at O'Gorman High. We've got the balcony set up on one corner of the balcony on the end of the court. We'll be looking down from here, looking at a full court length view in our video stream that we'll have once that's up and running here in a County Jail broadcast booth. As we look into the state of basketball, another reminder on behalf of the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety when we're on the road, and hopefully fog starts to lift as we move forward here into a nice week ahead, but still on the road. Remember, buckling up is the way to go. The South Dakota Office of Highway Safety celebrates being a part of a team. Let's buckle up every trip, every time, and still slow down and drive for winter driving conditions as well from the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. Well, scores from last night in Class AA, there were only 3 games, one of which, of course, the Governors at Harrisburg. Harrisburg got out to an 18-4 lead at the end of one quarter play, actually 18-7. And never looked back. They just expanded that lead, and they won it going away 65-29. One of the, obviously, the toughest game the Governors have played this season. They'll try to turn around and make an immediate change of pace, so to speak, here at O'Gorman today. Brandon Valley won at home over Yankton last night in boys basketball 64-42. Sturgis was a winner over Red Cloud 48-39. Excuse me, down in the southwestern part of the state. The schedule for today in the boys ranks 4 games, with this one hit with Pierre at O'Gorman. This afternoon, Sioux Falls Jefferson will also play at Sioux Falls Washington. They're scheduled to tip off at about 2 o'clock. Out west, Yankton's making the cross-country trip to go to Douglas. They'll play a girls and boys doubleheader in Box Elder, and Rapid City Central and Stevens will play at Carroll Higher Gymnasium as well. The week ahead starts on Monday night when Yankton hosts O'Gorman, and then on Tuesday there will be 9 games, but the Governors will not be involved. O'Gorman, obviously, their next game at Yankton on Monday night. The Governors will next play the Yankton Bucks as well. And that'll be on Friday night when the Govs host the Bucks at Riggs High Gym. That'll be our next Pierre Governor boys ball game. That sophomore game that was tied at 44-44 turned into a 10-1 run for the O'Gorman Knights, and they won it 54-45 going down the stretch. The sub-varsity games for the Governors have played well today. Hopefully the varsities will play better than yesterday as well. We'll look forward to that coming up. That was a look at the state of basketball in boys ranks. Quick look at the power rankings updated after just a few games last night. The Governors holding in the 6th spot, now at 8-5. Of course, when you lose to the second power-rated team in the state, it's not a big drop in the power rankings. Harrisburg now 9-2, still number 2 rated or power rated behind Mitchell at 10-1. Sioux Falls, Roosevelt, and Washington are 3-4. Rapid City Stevens still in at number 5. Brandon Valley and Huron at 7-8 behind the Governors. O'Gorman, after their loss on Thursday, is 6-5, and they are the 10 seed right now. If the postseason were to begin today, O'Gorman would go to Brandon Valley, the 7 seed. Pierre at number 6 would host Sioux Falls Lincoln, who is 5-7, a team they have a win at home over. Obviously, a lot of things will probably change before we get that far. Games last night in girls basketball included the Pierre Governors at home, losing to top-ranked O'Gorman, and they had a similar game than the Governor boys did, 52-25. O'Gorman just too good last night in a game you may have caught on KGFX AM. Mitchell beat Sioux Falls Lincoln 55-24. Sturgis with a win. Actually, Red Cloud, who is very good, they're unbeaten in Class A with a win over Sturgis 52-25, same as the Governor score. Yankton falls to Brandon Valley at home 68-29. Brandon Valley looking good, and it was Rapid City Central beating Stevens 42-36 out west. Schedule for girls today in AA. Governor girls are off. They had a win over Lakota Tech on Thursday night, a win at Aberdeen Tuesday, but lost to O'Gorman last night. Today it's Brookings at Mitchell, Jefferson at Washington, and Yankton out at Douglas. The girls will next be in action. O'Gorman will host T-Area. That'll be number 1 AA against number 2 Class A, I believe. So that'll be a great ball game here in Sioux Falls. Meanwhile, the Governors will host the Harrisburg Tigers, and that'll be another tough one for the Governor girls. This one at home when they host Harrisburg. Harrisburg is 7-3, the 3rd power-rated team. Pierre, by the way, crept up in the rankings despite the loss last night to O'Gorman. They're 9-4, and Pierre, the girls, like the boys, are sitting in the 6th seed. They would host Huron if the postseason started today. Gorman, the 2 seed, would have a favorable matchup against 2-10 Watertown. The state of basketball in Class AA. Let's take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go right into our keys to success and chat with Brianna Kusler, the head coach of the Pierre Governors. Keys to success are brought to you by Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre. All right, here we go with Keys to Success on a Saturday afternoon after a rough night for the Governors at Harrisburg last night, talking with Brianna Kusler. Coach, kind of hate to bring things up, but we've got to kind of put that last game to bed before we talk about this next one. And I think the one thing you noticed is that Harrisburg is such a really good ball club, and you know, next time you face them, it'll be a better result. Hopefully, at least you play better. But you've got to realize now that there are some great teams out there, and you've got to flip the switch every time you take the court and keep that fire and energy ready to go anytime, no matter the opponent.
Certainly not taking anything away, no credit away from what Harrisburg was doing to us last night, and the way that they were just ready to compete. But you know, for us, it was certainly not our night. I genuinely don't know if we were left alone in the gym, if we were going to knock down 50 points. We just couldn't put the ball in the hole. And other uncharacteristic things that you know, I'm confident in our guys to learn from that. But we're choosing to take the standpoint of short memory. We learn, but we forget now. It's a new day. The sun came up today. We get to play basketball again, and we get to go and compete against another tough opponent. But that's what we're here for, and we know what we have in our gym, or in our locker room, and the guys that we have that can compete. But certainly nothing to take away from. The Harrisburg team is a really good team. Now, we looked about a year ago, and roles were reversed. We kind of took it to them the first time that we played them. And then we matched up again in the state tournament, and it went to double overtime. So nothing is out of the question here. And you know, I certainly, I know the boys feel the same way. I've never lost that bad. I never want to lose again that bad. As a player, as a coach, whatever it is. And we've got the competitors in our gym that I know that are going to respond, and they're going to do the things in order to never have that happen again.
Seeing after the JV game here at O'Gorman now that you've already seen a little bit of an elevated level of energy, it's going to be a better matchup for you today. Hopefully that translates to the varsity squad too.
They've gotten things off to a good start for us right now, and they came out ready to go, especially from the defensive side of things. They took it personal yesterday, what took place, and all of our guys other than freshman A kind of got handled by Harrisburg, and that's not something that we have higher standards throughout the program than what that was, and they know that they've responded. They're ready to go. They're ready to compete. Like I said, we've got the fighters. We've shown that. They've proven it in games before now, and now it's just we've got to find ways to with teams that are maybe a little bit better than what we've seen thus far. They begin to take something away. Now it's okay. They're taking us away. We're going to find something else to do, and that's just where they were maybe a step or two ahead of us last night. And now it's okay. We need to play ourselves a little bit quicker, decisions a little bit quicker, and certainly nothing that we're incapable of. It's just now time to maybe grow up a little bit fast.
Last night you called O'Gorman more of a perimeter-oriented team. They definitely can shoot the threes, but that doesn't mean they don't have some things going on in the paint as well. They certainly go from their perimeter guys, but they're capable of scoring it inside. They're not nearly as big as they've been in the past. Overall, I think we match up very well. In fact, we may have an advantage inside a little bit, which doesn't happen overly often with guys across AA. But even though we've been undersized at times, they find ways to still make things work. And just with the fight with, Jet Zabel is able to defend 1 through 5 dang near. So and sometimes 5s that are much bigger than him. So, but tonight it's going to be very important for us to get off to a good start. We talk about that defensive side of things, but we need to get going offensively as well. And that while we emphasize defense and rebounding and all of that, we've clearly got to get some stuff going offensively to get us some easy looks, simple looks like we talk about often, and just to create that offense. But at the same time, defensively, that's going to get us our transition. I think we got some opportunities against these guys. They're not overly tremendous with their defensive transition, to where I feel like if we can get back on the way that we want to push the tempo, get some good looks, great looks in transition, and being able to feed our guys inside, play that inside-out game, and just creating opportunities for ourselves early in the game that can just kind of set the tone for the rest of it. All right, Coach, good luck. Good quick transition and turnaround, and here we go.
Thank you.
Brianna Kuzler, the head coach of the Pierre Governors. Coach's comments, Keys to Success, sponsored by Central Dakota Eye Care. We'll step aside, hear from them, and we're back to talk with Derek Roby, the head coach of the O'Gorman Knights. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball.
The key to success starts with vision. Hi, this is Dr. Matthew Blazek of Central Dakota Eye Care. Regular, yearly, comprehensive eye exams are key in finding eye problems before symptoms appear. Call us today at 224-6128 and schedule an appointment. New patients are always welcome. The staff at Central Dakota Eye Care is proud of our area youth and support their high school activities. Best of luck in the game. Central Dakota Eye Care, 640 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Better vision for a great life.
All right, our Keys to Success continue with Derek Roby, the veteran head coach of the O'Gorman Knights. And, Coach, I think from the teams that we look at maybe from a year ago, and Pierre and O'Gorman going to be a little bit different look this year, but still, as your team's coming along, 6-5, a loss to Sioux Falls, Washington the other night. Some ups and some downs, but where would you place your team right now in the progression from game 1 to game number 12 today?
Well, I think the verdict is still out. We don't know where we stand, and I was talking to my son the other day at practice as well, and we're still trying to find our identity. What are we what are we good at? Do we want a zone? Do we want a man? Do we want a full court? What's our rotation going to be? You know, we still got a lot of questions. And I think that's probably true to a lot of teams. You know, around the league, you look, and it's anybody's game. It really is. I know on paper you have to, you know, look at Mitchell and Harrisburg as being the front runners, but I mean, good grief. Anybody can beat those guys, I think, and if you come ready to play. And I think around the league, anybody can beat anybody else on a given day, given afternoon, whatever. So there's a lot of unknowns around the league as well.
You're really starting to see that, you know, and you know, I'm looking at, just to throw examples out there, you get a Huron team that beats a Jefferson squad, but then goes to Watertown and gets beaten handily, and, you know, and things like that. There's a lot of parity, and I think you said it best, the team that comes to play is the team that comes out on top.
Yeah, there really is a lot of equal teams out there. You know, I know Mitchell on paper has to be the team everybody's gunning for, but they've had a lot of close games. You know, basketball's different than it was 10 years ago. Everybody's running the same stuff. Everybody's doing the same things. Kids are playing so much in the off season, travel basketball, whatever, that they all know each other. And with that being said, you know, nobody's going to surprise anybody. It's going to come down to, like this afternoon, which kids will make the play. You know, for me, the other night was really frustrating for me at Washington because, you know, I told the kids, I said, you know, I'm probably more passionate about this than anybody. It just grinds at a coach on why we came up short, why we didn't play well, etc. Well, it's getting to be the point where, you know, guys, you have to make some plays. We're not doing anything different than the other team. Yeah, you know, we're getting you a shot down low. You have to be able to finish it. You know, we're giving you an open look here. You have to be able to finish it. You have to be able to knock down a three, you know, and whatever team is able to do that is going to have the success on that particular night or at that particular afternoon.
I imagine you probably got a look at Pierre's game last night on video or whatever with Harrisburg. It did not go well for them. I imagine they'll be a bit of a different team today, but what are you looking forward or as challenges against the Pierre Governors today?
Well, I think you hit the nail right on the head. It's going to be a lot different team than last night. You know, last night, Pierre's getting off the bus after a 3-hour trip or whatever it takes you to get here. And with that being said...
They're all 3-hour trips for Pierre, by the way.
Isn't that the truth? You know, so you're getting off the bus and, you know, you're trying to show up and you're playing, again, a highly talented Harrisburg squad. To me, what I'm more worried about this afternoon is we got a wounded animal coming in here. You know, somebody who's trying to lick their wounds and wants to prove that they can play better, and they will play better. You know, that's the league we're in. So I'm concerned. It's not like I think we got an easy game this afternoon, because we don't.
You know, and you don't have the biggest team that you've ever had either. And, you know, physicality, I think, could that be an issue for you? And I know rebounding is always key. And what are you going to have to do to get the upper hand in the rebounding game?
Well, it's definitely a concern. We'd have night in, night out. But with Ryland Satter, Ryland plays bigger than he is.
Sure.
He really does. He's a football guy. If you watch him play this afternoon, you'll notice that he positions himself well. He does fundamentally boxes out well. There's never a time when he's not going after the ball. So, and he's a big body. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, do we wish he was a little taller in the basketball world? Absolutely. But it is what it is. We're going to go with him, and he does a fine job.
All right, Coach, appreciate your time as always. Good luck today.
Hey,
right?
Thank you much.
The veteran Derek Roby, the head coach of the O'Gorman Knights. Comments from the coaches brought to you by Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre. Time for the starting lineups in our Bank West pregame show as we meet the O'Gorman Knights on the floor. They'll start with Austin Terveen at a guard, a 6'2" junior. A perimeter-oriented team, according to Governor Coach Brianna Kuzler, and Terveen is going to be one of the guys that will try to light it up as much as possible outside. He is a 50% three-point shooter, in fact, so Govs will have to stay where he is and go where he goes as well. Henry Theobald is one of the leaders on the floor, as well as 6' senior at a guard. Other guard is Hayden Gross, a 6'2" senior. Noon Dute is a 6'3" junior in at a forward. And Ryland Satter, who was mentioned by Coach Roby, a 6'1" senior playing in the middle. Big football body, just like Jet Sable for the Pierre Governors. It is Satter, Gross, Terveen, Theobald, and Dute, the starting five for the 6-5 O'Gorman Knights. Head coach Derek Roby, assisted by Alex Roby, Zach Cole, Sam Jacobson, Connor Nagel, and Pat Craning. The Envirotech starters for the Pierre Governors include Luke Olson, the point guard, 5'11", and a junior, along with Cade Kaiser, the 6'2" senior, Miles Doyle, the 6'1" junior, Dawson Getz, hoping to shoot better today. He is 6'3", junior, and Jet Zabel at 6'5", and a senior in the middle for the Governors. It's Olson, Zabel, Kaiser, Getz, and Doyle. The Envirotech starting lineups for the Governors, and head coach Brianna Kuzler, assistant coaches Skip Kurth, Brevin Kaiser, Latrell LaRush, and Craig Allman. Starting lineups brought to you by Envirotech, the game officials as well, sponsored by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office and their Consumer Protection Division. We'll give you them in 2 minutes after this timeout. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball.
Envirotech makes life a little bit simpler. No matter what the circumstances, no matter what is handed to you, Envirotech has you covered. One call is all it takes to have easy setup, easy pickup, and easy payment. Call Envirotech at 605-224-4804 or use their website to pay your bill on
today's digital revolution. BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Hey DQ fans, crunch into a $6.99 chicken strip basket. It's got crispy all-white meat chicken strips, golden fries, mouth-watering Texas toast, and your favorite dipping sauce like our homemade Hidden Valley Ranch. Is there a more perfect basket? I'm going to go buy a chicken strip basket as soon as I finish with this ad read. Only at participating DQ locations. Happy tastes good. Every day, you share personal information about yourself with others. You may write a check, charge fuel, rent a car, mail your tax return, schedule a doctor's appointment, or post something on social media. Each transaction may share some sort of personal information, such as bank or credit card account numbers, social security numbers, name, address, or phone number. There are unscrupulous individuals, identity thieves, targeting these routine transactions, trying to gain your information to commit fraud. If you think someone has stolen your identity, contact Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986.
Back at Gorman High, the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Consumer Protection Division sponsors the Law on the Court in our game broadcast as we thank the guys in stripes for doing what is very oftentimes a thankless job in officiating high school sports. Today's officials are Chris Janish, Patrick Spellmeyer, and Joshua Fry. Our game officials, the Law on the Court from the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Consumer Protection Division. Chris Janish, Patrick Spellmeyer, Joshua Fry, our game officials. Our BankWest pregame show comes to an end. It's Pierre and O'Gorman tipping it off after we hear from Comtech. They sponsor the opening tip. This is Governor Basketball, your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Comtech has your technology solutions. Check out their showroom located right off the truck route on Irwin Street. Come in and see what you've been missing. A large selection of TVs, sound systems, and smart speakers, PCs, desktops, and tablets, home and business security and telecommunication systems. Comtech is your all-in-one solution for any technology needs. Wishing all athletes the best of luck in today's competition. Comtech. Come see what you've been missing.
Comtech with the opening tip as the Governors get ready to battle the Gorman Knights. Governors in a second straight road game. Coming out in road blacks. They wore the road greens at Harrisburg last night. They'll go with the blacks today. Gorman played their last game on Thursday, so they didn't need a laundry day. They're still out in home whites with the royal blue numbers and the gold trim. Governors will be coming towards us here in the first half. Far court to near, it'll be Cade Kaiser against Noon Dute. And the opening tip sponsored by Comtech. Kaiser wins it, and here comes Luke Olson and company across the timeline to set up for the first offensive possession. Governor fans will love to see the Govs get off to a quick start. We'll see if that happens. And again, we're looking for fire and energy because they didn't have that at Harrisburg last night. Olson with a spin move, back out to Getz. He's got space. He'll fire at three online coming at us. No good, but Dute will knock it out of bounds for the Knights, and it'll stay with the Governors in a fresh 35. Just underway, Governors showing the motion, and they got a good look, but First shot for Dawson Getz would not go. Hopefully Dawson has some confidence coming off of last night's tough loss. Jet Zabel blocked by Rylan Satter. Two big guys with number 3 on their backs. Two great football players. Rylan Satter, the leader of the Gorman Knights, who had a fine season this past year. Here's Dute up top. He makes the move left, drives right, and his shot too strong off the glass. It's no good. Jet Zabel right there for the Governor rebound. No score on the first 2 possessions combined for both teams. Here's Olsen stepping on the end line underneath us. You may not get a great look if you're watching us on video of the near end line, as we're literally right over the top of that end line. Got to look over the edge of the balcony to see what's happening down there. First turnover for the Governors. Here's Hayden Gross. He'll find space inside the arc. An 18-footer, though, no good. Zabel wants to run off of another rebound. He'll stop. Get it to Olsen. Olsen top of the key back door. Doyle, but that's tipped by, I believe, Dute, but taken away here. The steal for Henry Theobald. Well, Gorman on the far end of the floor. Here's a pull-up jumper for Austin Terveen. That is short. Terveen's great from the outside, maybe not so much from the inside of the arc. Kaiser had a breakaway layup opportunity, but he couldn't get it to go. Satter out of there with a rebound. Cade just came up short. Loose basketball, but it's picked up by Gross. Still no score as we come down to the 6-minute mark here in quarter number 1. Dute on the move, leaves it with Gross. Now we get it to Theobald. He'll fire a 3. That will not go, and it's Dawson Getz up with the rebound this time. In the backcourt, though, a takeaway, a 3rd turnover for the Governors, and a scooping layup the other way. That's Austin Terveen. First bucket of the game goes to the Knights. Here comes Zabel, 1-on-1, and the shot up and good. Got a pump fake, got Satter up in the air, and Jet Zabel ties us up at 2-2. 5.5 minutes to go, quarter number 1. First subs ready for both teams at the scorer's table. Hayden Gross out on the left wing. Dawson Getz defending. Far end of the floor, Terveen across the way. Theobald now to Gross again. He'll drive, penetrate, kick off. This is Satter on the baseline. And the shot missed, and a jump ball basically for the rebound. And O'Gorman had it and then saves it off of the foot of a Governor. It's a good job in keeping it alive. It'll be an offensive rebound for Henry Theobald. A lot of action, but not a lot of scoring in the first 3 minutes of this game. Theobald, the first one out for the Knights. 23, Caleb Terveen, a twin brother of Austin in the starting lineup. A 6'2 junior on. Tayton Mooney, a 5'9 sophomore, also checking in. And the Governors have Sawyer Sonnenschein in for Miles Doyle in the first substitution for the black and green today. Well, Gorman still with it. Shot clock is to 15 now. On the move is Terveen. That's Austin, the starter, able to score on the drive, and the Knights take a 4-2 lead. 4:40 to go, quarter number 1. Far court to near coming at us, the Governors. Little hesitation. Down to the corner, right below us. It's Jet Zabel. You get a good close-up view at your Governors here. If you're watching on the River 92.7 page of drgnews.com, soft touch, but it's no good for Zabel. There's Luke Olsen with an offensive rebound. Now a Cade Kaiser drive. He put it up and in, but a foul is called. It looks like this is going to be called on the floor, though. Before the shot, Hayden Gross with the first foul of the game for either team, so the Govs will have to try again to put a shot down. Here comes Zabel. A little contact, they'll let him play. Zabel out on the wing, bad pass, but it gets away on the other side. It's brought in by Olsen. He hits Dawson Getz, who fires a 3, and he hits. 5-4 Governors first lead. Govs knock one away to their bench on the way up the floor. Halfway through quarter number 1. Brian Oakland with the play-by-play. Caleb Brozick on camera for Live Ticket. And CC Colby Carey back in studio running the show for us in our River 92.7 studios. Got it up top for the Knights. Gross will get it over to Caleb Terveen. He'll kick it back after some penetration. Now to brother Austin. Austin fakes, tries to get around Getz. Getz closes off the baseline. Tatum Mooney up top. Caleb Terveen fakes three. That's up to Mooney. He'll get Zabel in the air, drive to the free throw line, and put a good shot up and in. It's Tatum Mooney. As the Knights take a 6-5 lead, Olsen ranging from his right to left. Our left to right. Olsen has it back from Kaiser on the baseline. He'll kick out. Sawyer Sonnenschein looking for three, no good. Backside offensive board, Dawson gets, but his pass fumbled by Sonnenschein and then picked off. And we'll head the other way. Terveen stops in the corner, drives. Nice reverse up and in, but a foul by the Governors on the floor here. Cade Kaiser chirping just a little bit, but he'll pick up the foul. First foul for the Governors here in this game. Just under 3 minutes to go. Dawson Getz will get his first break. Austin Terveen the same for the Knights. Ty and Buss on for the first time. For the Governors, the senior. Here's a three for Caleb Terveen. No good. Long rebound for Sonnenschein. And the Governors looking for three is Olsen. Maybe a lob pass underneath, but Kaiser pushed out of the way. And he'll be fouled. A couple of Knights will check in here. Pierre will inbound from underneath. The foul goes to Caleb Terveen. Noon Doot is back on. Hayden Gross out. Our first look also at John Lent, a big 6'4 junior. Size-wise, really the biggest guy on the roster for the Knights. There's a nice pass out of the inbound, but Jet Zabel's turnaround jump hook will not go. Off the back of the rim, it stays 6-5. O'Gorman now an offensive foul here as Sawyer Sonnenschein is put to the deck by Henry Theobald, who just checked back in as well. 2:37 to go. Foul number 3 for the Knights. Cooper Terwilliger off the bench will check in. Cade Kaiser coming out. Governors will go double bigs with Terwilliger and Zabel to body up against John Lent and Noon Doot. Rylan Satter not on the floor right now for O'Gorman as far as the matchups go. 6-5. Bishop O'Gorman on top. Still early, but slow scoring so far here in the first period. Olsen dribbling, driving, and we've got a foul on Theobald running through a Sonnenschein screen. That's the second time, once on the far end of the floor, now this time on the near end of the floor, that Theobald has put Sonny on the floor. Henry's got to check out. With 2 early fouls, Caleb Terveen is back in. Or check it, it's Austin Terveen, number 5, the one who came back on just now. Fresh 35 in the shot clock for the Govs. Inbound comes to Ty and Buss up top. They'll set it up with Jet Zabel. Zabel looking for Terwilliger. Cooper wants to drive, but now it's down to Zabel and the bouncer. Underneath Olsen, back to Zabel. Free throw line. Sonnenschein on the move, loses his dribble. There's some quick passes. Terveen saves it right into the hands of Ty and Buss. He wants 3 on the wing. It's no good. Zabel has the rebound, though, for the Governors. We play on. Now it's Sonny in the corner. 3 ball, too strong, and it now tipped to Noon Doot. And we'll head the other way. Gorman running the break, but no good. On the layup by Austin Terveen. Here come the Governors, but Lent will inbound or will enter a pass. I take that back. Zabel's entry pass tipped and then stolen by the Knights. Tipped by John Lent will give him the steal, and then a Governor foul. Zabel tried to get it back to make amends for the pass that was stolen. Zabel taking a break here for the Governors. Cade Kaiser is back on still, 6-5. As we're a minute and a half left in the first quarter. Govs with just 2 field goals. O'Gorman has 3. Doot will kick one out. Caleb Terveen drives. That shot off the back of the rim, no good. Cooper Terwilliger there for the rebound. And see if the Governors can try to pull in front. Once again, Olsen will get a Terwilliger screen up top. Kind of a half-hearted screen at that. Pick up with the dribble. Here's Kaiser down to the corner and Ty and Buss. Quick use of his dribble, though, and his pass is knocked into the backcourt. Sonnenschein will let it run out of bounds, and it'll be Pierre's throw-in with 10 on the shot clock, but they're on the other side of half court now, so they'll have to hurry. Satter will check back in for the Knights. John Lent out, Caleb Terveen out, and Hayden Gross in. And here come the Governors again. Cross the timeline towards us. 7 on the shot clock. Olsen will try to make something happen. High off the glass shot, no good. Rebound down to Satter. And the Governors' struggles on offense continue. Fortunately, O'Gorman has had their own struggles offensively as well. Still 6-5. Dude thinks about 3. Puts it on the floor. He'll drive. No good. Dawson gets back in. He'll pick up a rebound. Governors can play for the last shot if they want. Olsen to Getz, back to Olsen. Half court, the emblem of a big shield, along with a center circle in there as well. And here at O'Gorman High, first pass to Terwilliger. Mooney tried to tip it away from him. Here's Sonnenschein with a quick fire. 15-footer, it's no good, and the rebound collected by Terveen. He'll go the other way with a heave-ho, but that is off the mark, no good. And struggles for both teams, but the Gales Gas Service scoreboard at the end of one quarter of play, it's O'Gorman 6 and the Governors 5. What an action-packed first half with everything but scoring in this one. Your Gales Gas Service scoreboard sponsored by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. We pause for 60 seconds and quarter number 2 coming up next. This is Pierre Governor Basketball.
The Fieldhouse in Pierre is your premier spot to watch all the sports, from your local Govs and Lady Govs, as well as Buffs and Lady Buffs, all the way up to your favorite big league teams. Kick back and relax with a pizza, nachos, burgers, or one of our air-fried appetizers. Wash down the food with your pick from our array of premium beverages. Between the action, be sure to check out the unique and plentiful memorabilia throughout the building. We can't wait for you to come in and watch the games with us, broadcast on liveticket.tv. The Fieldhouse in Pierre.
The Corner Station Convenience Store and the Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierre, South Dakota. At the Corner Station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The Corner Station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the Corner Station and the Crossing.
DRG Media.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
I was out in no time, but what I like most is that their car wash is environmentally friendly.
Where's this place again?
It's on the corner of Pleasant and Euclid, just up the road from the train trestle.
Treat your car to the Corner Station Car Wash on Euclid and Pleasant and Pierre.
Second quarter underway. O'Gorman with the first possession, but a shot up no good by Austin Terveen, and the rebound to the Pierre Governors. Welcome back to Sioux Falls. Here's a steal for Henry Theobald. He'll lead it up ahead to Austin Terveen. The Governors with 6 turnovers now, and they've only got 5 points on the board. O'Gorman actually with 0 turnovers in that first quarter. 7 make it 8-5. O'Gorman on top. Glad to have you with us here on Saturday afternoon. Zabel on the left wing in front of the O'Gorman bench, and he'll pass it inside to Olsen, but Satter is there to knock it away, to swat it away, and then ahead from Hayden Gross to Rylan Satter. He got the block shot, and he gets the layup, and the Governors need a quick timeout early in the second period. Suddenly, it's 10-5. O'Gorman with 6:48 to play in the second. Let's take a 30-second Coca-Cola timeout. This is Governor Basketball.
Group Sports is the official voice of the Pierre Governors.
Kenols wants to run again, and he's got room. 40, 30, foot race to the 10, 5, and a touchdown. Pierre will come back and set up Avery Kaiser on the outside left through the block, and that's down.
The official voice of the Pierre Governors, River 92.7, and also at the River 92.7 page of the DRG News app, brought to you by Golden Buffalo and DRGnews.com.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Drive sober or get pulled over.
Here we are back in Sioux Falls in the corner of 41st and Kiwanis as the Governors out of a timeout. Continue to have some trouble getting anything going offensively here. O'Gorman early in the second period stepping up their defense with a blocked shot and a steal, both turning into transition baskets. And it's 10-5. The Sioux Falls team on top. They've scored the last 6 points in this game. Here's Olsen. He gets it to Zabel. Extra pass Dawson gets. Nice look by Jet Zabel. Gets with the bunny on the left side is good, and the Governors score their first in a while. 10-7. Other end of the floor. Noon Dutes on the drive. Shot up will not go. Gross will tip it to keep it on the night side. And they'll reset from there. Do it again, left side, up top. Hayden Gross against Dawson gets in motion. Dute on the wing. Austin Terveen, shot up good. He got put to the floor, but will play on. There's Austin Terveen. Called bank on that one, apparently. 8 points for Terveen, and none of them coming from outside where he is a 50% shooter beyond the arc. Dawson gets trying for one. That one rattles in and out, no good. Dute able to keep the rebound away from the Governors. Tough break for Pierre. 12-7, O'Gorman by 5 with 5:20. Counting down as of now in the second period. Now Dute will fire and score. Three-pointer with nothing but net for Noon Dute, the 6'3 junior. 15-7. Again, Governors need some consistency on offense. They had none of that last night. And it's a slow start once again here today. We've seen the Governors as a second-half team against teams they match up well against. And I think O'Gorman is one of those teams. Zabel tries a scooping reverse layup, but it's no good. Up ahead, Terveen challenges Getz. He won't get it to go. And the Governors have it back. Kaiser across the timeline with it. Setting things up. Now on the move, Olsen, who he got touched going up. He's just got fouled on the wrist, and nobody saw it, so that one misses everything, and Gross is down with a rebound. It's one thing about being right on top of the court. You get a better look, and three officials just, there's a lot of traffic, unable to see that one. Three ball, in and out, no good for Henry Theobald. Zabel down with the rebound, coast-to-coast effort. He's fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. The speed of a 6'5", 215, 220-pound Jet Zabel, so deceiving. That's one thing Brianna Kuzler talked about in our pregame show, is how he can defend everybody from 1 through 5, given the positions for the other team. And Zabel unable to hit the first of 2 from the stripe. Second personal foul for Hayden Gross. He and Caleb Terveen have 2 each for O'Gorman so far in this first half. Theobald and Austin Terveen checking out. Tatum Mooney back in. Caleb Terveen is back in, and we get our first look at Jackson Bjorkman, a 6'3 junior. Saw him play a good ball game in the JV effort this afternoon. No good on the second one either for Jet Zabel, 0 for 2. O'Gorman with a rebound halfway through quarter number 2. Here is Rylan Satter from Caleb Terveen. Little 12-footer, mid-range, up and in for the 6'1 senior. 17-7. O'Gorman leads. I started to mention that earlier the Governors a second half team so far. Take a look at the example that they had with that Aberdeen game on Tuesday night at home. They may need more of that today, but they've got to have some offensive production here. Olsen having some trouble. 2 defenders on him. He saves it into the hands of Dawson Getz. Unconventional assist, but Olsen will take it. Getz with the finish. As the Govs had the numbers, a basket they needed. 17-9 now. Trailing here are Pierre. 3:10 to go. There's a scoop. No good for Caleb Terveen. Battle for the rebound. Out of bounds, and it stays with the home team. Governors fortunate that ball didn't fall. As Dawson comes out. Eladio Simmental came in at the last play stoppage. Sawyer Sonnenschein is back on now for the Governors. Here's Bjorkman, and he'll travel. Tried to lean and then ran into the body of Cade Kaiser. Unable to get a pass away. That's the first turnover of the day, unofficially, for the O'Gorman Knights. 3:04 to play, second quarter. 17-9 our score, Knights by 8. Far court to near across the timeline, coming with it Luke Olson. Ole hasn't scored yet. Crosses over here, looking for space. He leaves it with Sonnenschein instead. He'll feed Jet Zabel. Shot is up and good. Count it. He'll draw the foul and a chance at a three-point play. Talk about this team of Governors, these football players who are just out here staying in shape playing basketball like Zabel. But one thing they're very good at is pump fakes. Zabel, Kaiser, Dawson Getz, who's played a little football in the past as well. Zabel finishes the three-point play, but ball fakes are something that are so important in getting the shots you need. That's a line drive, kiss off the glass. Somehow Austin Terveen with a soft enough touch to get it to go. A 5-point flurry by the Governors ended with that layup. It's a 7-point O'Gorman lead. 2:25 we've got left in the second period, 19-12. Here's Kaiser with space around Bjorkman. Pump fake, got him in the air, has to pass it away, and that's good enough. Jet Zabel will put a one-hander up and down. O'Gorman quickly up the floor. Caleb Terveen unable to get the layup. Leading in with a finger roll on the left side. He'll go to the free throw line, though, as Eladio Simmental will give him a push. Eladio with several minutes last week, and Governors had a full team huddle over with Coach Brianna Kuzler real quick, but they needed 2 on the lane. Terveen to shoot a pair. Caleb's got the first one, his first point. Simmental's first foul. 20-14. Governors in the last couple of minutes off the game clock have fought back from a 10-point deficit. They cut it to 5, but again back to 7 now as Terveen goes 2 for 2. First free throw attempts of the day for the Knights. 21-14, the lead back to 7, and even 2 minutes left here in the first half. Simmental to the right block. Zabel, he'll find Olson. Olson lets a man fly by, but the shot is up, no good. You don't see that very often. Olson missing those. It's Mooney with a rebound. Terveen the other way. Baseline pass. Bjorkman to center. Short. Rebound down to Jet Zabel. Still with it against 3 defenders, and another shot up, no good, but a foul is called, and Jet Zabel will head back to the stripe. The speed again of Jet Zabel, deceiving to pretty much all opposing teams. And Jet with no fear. He'll challenge 3 defenders just like he did with a little pump fake. Shot here will not go, though. Zabes 1 out of 4 from the free throw line. Simmental checking out. The Govs go bigger with Cooper Terwilliger, the 6'5 freshman. John Lent will come in and counter for the Knights. The 6'4 junior in place of Ryland Satter. 1:36, clock stops here in the second for free throws. The second one for Zabel, good with a shooter's touch. Jets got 8 points to lead Pierce so far, 21-15. As we hit the 92nd mark, Hayden Gross is back in for the Knights. He's got it now, open for 3. Shot will not go. Zabel had the rebound, still has it. And we've got a whistle and a carry of the basketball called against Sawyer Sonnenschein. The Governors will turn it over for the 7th time. Sonny out, Dawson gets back in for Pierre. Governors in black today, O'Gorman in home white. At the 1:19 mark of the second quarter, it was 6-5 at the end of 1, so at least we got some offensive production. More so in the second period from both teams than we saw in the first. Deep 3, Mooney fires, right side no good, Terwilliger rebounds. Tatum Mooney missing that one, under a minute to go in the second period. Luke Olson still trying to get going here. Keeps the dribble alive, gets hounded on the floor. No shot here. This will be the 4th foul for the Knights in the second quarter. And it's the second personal for Tatum Mooney. Actually forget his name, but I shouldn't have because he was a great player. The other Mooney from last year's team. Cade Kaiser is putting a 12-footer up, jump shot no good. And it's over the backboard as the Governors will lose this possession. Tatum Mooney checking out. Mason Clark is a 5'10 sophomore. He'll check in for probably the last 44 seconds here in the first half. 21-15 O'Gorman, as they've got a 15-10 advantage so far here in the second period. Tipped pass, but it gets to John Lent. Shot up, it'll go. He muscled it up. Got clipped by Luke Olson, I believe. Yep, Luke with his first personal, and John Lent will go to the free throw line. Lent, the one guy that can provide some legitimate size to this O'Gorman roster. Free throws off the back of the rim, though, no good. Jet Zabel with the rebound. He's starting to build his numbers in that category, but Governors would love to build more on the scoreboard. It's 23-15. They've got 15 seconds, counting down with the shot clock off. Here as we approach halftime. Olson crosses over against the screen. Floater up, won't go. There's Terwilliger with an offensive rebound, cleaning the glass and putting it back home. O'Gorman with a heave-ho from half court is off the mark, and our first half comes to an end. On the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, it's O'Gorman 23 and the Pierre Governors 17. Scoreboard brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre, with their budget plan and keep full service, helping you stay warm all season long with Gales Gas Service in Pierre. Halftime is next, sponsored by Wealth Partners, Ameriprise Financial in the Capitol Creek Center Plaza, East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Halftime begins in 3 minutes. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball on River 92.7 and DRGnews.com.
Since 1894, Ameriprise Financial.
Riverview RV Park overlooks Lake Sharp on the Missouri River. They have all the amenities from full hookups, laundry, showers, dog park, play area, and free Wi-Fi. There's no need to drive across the country. When here in central South Dakota, you can find some of the best fishing and the most spectacular sunrises and sunsets. Call us today at 605-280-6266 or reserve your next camping spot online at briggsrvpark.com. Make Riverview RV Park your home away from home experience.
John Hoffman Electric is your neighborhood electrical service contractor, and so much more. No job is too big or too small for our team of professionals. We pride ourselves on keeping up with new technologies, such as Aerial, an augmented reality visual tool used to customize and experience a finished space before breaking ground. So whether you're building new or renovating a home, farm, or commercial space, let John Hoffman Electric light the way. John Hoffman is a proud sponsor of all local activities broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Briggs Trucking and Construction in Fort Pierre provides quality freight transportation services, cargo hauling, excavation, and demolition services. They also specialize in dirt and gravel work for everything from commercial work to new construction. Briggs Trucking and Construction will haul everything from light poles to farm and agricultural supplies. The bigger the job or the bigger the load, the better, as that is where their expertise really shines. Contact Briggs Trucking and Construction at 605-280-2848 or email them at cbriggs25@pi.midco.net to visit about your next project.
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Wow, Bill, you're walking so much better. What did you do?
Well, I got so tired of the pain and nearly fell. And one of my friends recommended physical therapy at Winter Physical Therapy. And you know what? My back also stopped hurting.
Huh. So how did you get started?
My doctor wrote me a referral, but that's not always needed. Turns out you always have a choice where you want to go.
So why did you choose Winter Physical Therapy?
I love to support our locally owned small businesses, and quite frankly, they give great personalized care.
Winter Physical Therapy. Exceptional care.
For over 130 years, Bank West has earned long-term customer relationships by continually adapting to current customer needs while never losing touch with its South Dakota roots. With all our branches and our corporate offices firmly rooted in South Dakota, you can count on Bank West for solutions and service backed by hometown values. We've been there and we'll be there. Bank West. Convenient, connected, committed. Learn more at bankwest-sd.bank. Member FDIC.
At Wilbur Ellis, our forward-thinking approach to crop protection, nutrition, and seed development combines years of service and expertise to the latest technology wherever you are, whatever your needs. We offer seed sales, providing Integra, DeKalb, and NK seed, fertilizer and chemical application, which includes ground and air spray, and more. Much more. We're proud to sponsor all area sports and activities, with locations in Miller, Highmore, and Blunt. Wilbur Ellis.
With our new online loan application, you can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting loan approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Oahe Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. American Bank and Trust.
One way American Bank and Trust enjoys giving back to the Pierre community is through our Spirit Card program. These cards are a great way to give back to our schools and show hometown pride. Call or stop in today to get your own Spirit Card. Go Governors!
You asked for it. Non-stop flights between Pierre and Minneapolis. Now you can book non-stop flights from Pierre to Minneapolis and Denver on Denver Air Connection. 1-hour flights on 50-passenger jets with fares starting at just $119 one way. Seats are limited and restrictions apply. Business, pleasure, a game, a winter getaway. It's easy when you fly from Pierre. Visit DenverAirConnection.com/Expedia to book your trip today. Skip the drive. Fly from Pierre Regional Airport. Minneapolis flights begin November 30th.
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
The Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Rapid City supports all South Dakota student athletes and their families. They are conveniently located off Interstate 90, close to downtown and minutes from the beautiful Black Hills. The Ramkota offers sports and family-friendly rates. Guests can relax for free in the indoor water park. They have 36,000 square feet of banquet and meeting space, and the award-winning Minerva's Restaurant and Bar is located on site. Best Western Ramkota welcomes everyone to beautiful Rapid City, South Dakota.
We all want to be happy, but sometimes that doesn't feel possible. But if you have hope, you have everything. Rising Hope Counseling provides high-quality mental health services with locations across South Dakota. Additionally, by providing telehealth, we ensure South Dakota's rural residents have access to high-quality mental health services. Our team lives and works in your communities, and we understand the unique challenges we face. Schedule an appointment by phone or online today. Rising Hope Counseling, offering hope, healing, and change.
Hey, Tyler with Summit Contracting here. Let's talk about building on your farm. One of the great things about working with Summit Contracting is that we are the farm builders. We build premium grain systems and any structure that goes on your farm. It's never too early to start a project. We'll create a layout to ensure your structures are perfectly placed for today and the future. Let's get started on your farm project at buildsummit.com.
That moment when you realize your furnace is stone cold busted. We're talking a real put on every sweater you own, I can't feel my feet, penguin predicament. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local heating experts at Pites Service Experts keep you warm with $50 off any furnace repair.
Like it toasty? There's an expert for that.
Call Pites Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
Synergy Sign Company, the area's newest sign company in Platte. We offer signage solutions for your business, from custom signs and banners to digital displays, autographics, and more. We'll help your business create a memorable impression. Synergy Sign Company, from custom signs to digital displays. Give us a call at 605-337-2686 or visit us online at synergysignco.com.
Give it off to Cisse, gliding to the basket, out to 3J Hayes, good! And Eric Glenn wants to stop the music.
Allied Plumbing and Heating is your contact for business, farm, commercial, and residential plumbing needs located in Pierre. No job is too big or small for Allied. Put our over 50 years of experience to work for you. At Allied Plumbing and Heating, the only surprise we want for our customers is how fast they get the job done. That's why we offer free estimates on every single service, no hidden charges. Give them a call today at Allied Plumbing and Heating. Remember, you can rely on your allies.
Dano's Marine in Fort Pierre is your one-stop shop for all things boats and watercraft. They are your local Vexus and Alumacraft boat dealer, some of the best boats on the water. Dano's also offers a full line of services to maintain your boat out of the water so you can enjoy more time on the water. Their certified technicians proudly service Yamaha, Mercury, and Evergreen motors. Stop in today to visit about your next watercraft. Dano's Marine, proud sponsor of Pierre and Fort Pierre athletics and events. Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
After Getz's look at three, went out of a rim in and out. So a tough start on the first possession. Quickly back to the Knights. We welcome you back. Ryan Oakland with a play-by-play. Starting five out there at first glance for both teams. It's Austin Terveen with it now. Little bob and weave, and the shot with a pull-up is up and good. Terveen is starting to hit from inside the arc. He's got 12 points to lead all scorers, 25-17. He hits that free throw line jumper. Governors going the other way. Terveen almost gets a pass away. Olsen somehow keeps it himself. He'll kick it all back out to Miles Doyle. Now Jet Zabel on the right wing. Kaiser with the pump fake. Can't get it to go, but there is Zabel in the middle of the lane with the offensive rebound and the putback. Boy, he bailed out Cade Kaiser on that one. As the Governors score for their first of the second half, it's back to a 6-point ball game, 25-19. Here is Rylan Satter splitting defenders. Jump hook on the run is no good. Dawson gets down with the rebound. Pierre will head the other way. Olsen. Well, he looked like he was going to drive, but he stops quickly and gets it back to Zabel. Now Zabel will spin against Satter. Shot is up and good. Zabel just got a short line drive off the front of the rim, but he had enough spin on it to get it to crawl across and go. Here, however, comes Henry Theobald, who will rein in a 3. Shot is up and good. The Govs were within 4, but suddenly it's a 7-point game again, 28-21. Here in Road Black, near court to far, here starting the second period. Boy, the acoustics in this gym it makes everything loud. And I was just hearing Coach Brianna Kuzler scream something. A 3-ball missed by Luke Olson, but Dawson gets with an offensive rebound. Now Kaiser with it. Zabel from the right side will drive. Kick out. This is Doyle for 3, and it's good. Miles Doyle, the 6'1 senior, with a big shot down. Pierre with an answer. Back to a 4-point game. Noon Dute careless with the dribble, almost taken away by Doyle, but Doyle took himself out of the play. Satter, meanwhile, can't get a layup to go. Zabel challenged it just in time. Jet down with a rebound. Here come the Governors. Doyle faked. He'll fire again. No, not this time. That one won't go. Look from here like it would, but we're a long ways away. That was Theobald with the rebound, still 28-24. Basically just wondering if the Governors will show up as a second-half team like we've seen several times, including Tuesday night against Aberdeen Central. Here, though, it's Theobald to Noon Dute, and he is 2 for 2 from downtown. Has an open lane, gets through a couple of defenders, and his shot is up and good. 3 for 2 that time in favor of the Knights, but the Govs get another point. Now Dute comes right back and will score over the top of Zabel. Scoring really picking up here early in the third period. 4:35 to go, 33-26 O'Gorman. Olson will give it to Dawson Getz. Getz spinning against Dute. He'll kick it back up top. Jet Zabel, tallest player on the court. Now we've got a blocking foul here. As Satter tries to stay with him, but Ryland will pick up his first personal foul. First foul for either team here in the second half. First substitutions in. Sawyer Sonnenschein for Dawson Getz. Tatum Mooney for Noon Dute. The 2 smallest guys on the floor are those that just checked in. Luke Olson, the 3rd smallest on the floor, will inbound. He'll push it up to Miles Doyle on the left wing. Now to Jet Zabel. Back in. Olson will take a push from behind, and Henry Theobald, surprised by the call, picking up his 3rd personal foul. Caleb Terveen will have to check in. Caleb had a good first half, only 2 points, but he did a lot of other good things for the Knights. It's 33-26, O'Gorman in front. Zabel out of the inbound, will hand off to Olson. Mooney picks his pocket on the way up. This is going to be a steal and a foul to Luke Olson. Heck of a play by Tatum Mooney. Olson will pick up his 2nd personal foul, first team foul in the third period for the Governors. Luke Olson still scoreless in this game. Got to give a lot of credit to the guard play, the defensive play of the guards for the O'Gorman Knights. Here's Austin Terveen, Ryland Satter. Tatum Mooney left side up top. Posting up is Terveen, but we've got contact and Sawyer Sonnenschein trying to make things difficult. Going to be called for a foul instead. Here it tipped that pass and was poised to take it away, but it stays with the Knights and a fresh 35 here. Halfway through our third quarter. Rebound will be, the inbound will lob out to Ryland Satter. Now he gives to Terveen, and Austin Terveen no good. Rebound knocked away by Hayden Gross. It'll be Governor basketball, and for Terveen, who does shoot 50% from long range on the season, his first attempt today was much too strong. So a rarity there. Still 33-26. Govs trailing. They've only led 5-4 in this game. O'Gorman played a good second period, built a 10-point lead at one point. Nice pass inside. There is Olson with a layup fed by Jet Zabel. Luke Olson came free on the cut into the lane. Govs are back within 5. Olson's first basket of the game as Jackson Bjorkman is on the floor. He'll give off to Terveen and a three-pointer as Terveen misses, but he's put to the floor by Cade Kaiser. Cade will pick up his second personal, but not one, not two, but 3 foul shots will come here for Caleb Terveen. First one as he eyes the mark is up and good. He went 2 for 2 in the first half. Now 3 for 3 with 3:17 to play here in the third period. Second one for Terveen is good. Fouled in the act of shooting a three-pointer, though. He'll get a third. Rylan Satter out. John Lentz, 6'4 junior in, joined by Cooper Terwilliger for the Governors. Zabel stays in there. Kaiser is still in there. 3 out of 3. And boy, Caleb Terveen, 100% in 5 tries from the stripe. That's all the points he has in this game. But again, doing a good job. The lead grows to 8, 36-28. On the move, Olsen, and he'll be clipped by Mooney, who will be guilty of the foul here, Taten's third. So Mooney and Henry Theobald with 3 apiece. Still less than 5 minutes into the second half. Bit of foul trouble there for a couple of the Knights, and Luke Olsen was fouled in the act of shooting, so he gets a couple from the stripe. The first one is good. Mooney will come out. Mason Clark, who played the end of the first half, the 5'11 sophomore, on for the first time after halftime. Second one for Olsen will go. Luke with a 4-point third period, the lead down to 6, 36-30. Here come the Knights quickly off of the made basket. Oh, almost a travel by Terveen, but Caleb's kick out to brother Austin is over his head and out of bounds. Just the second turnover of this game for the Knights. 3 minutes to play, third quarter. It's a good ball game here. The Governors have played better, but here's a little stutter step for Jet Zabel. And a traveling violation. Bit of a nonchalant turnover that time by the Governors. As Terveen ties the shoe, and the Knights are ready to go again. Bjorkman into Mason Clark. Austin Terveen and 4 bench players on the floor for O'Gorman now. John Lent underneath, fumbles the pass, but saves it back into the hands of a teammate. He's got it back in the lane. Governors defend him. Oh my goodness, how did John Lent get that shot to go? Cooper Terwilliger with a helping defense, and still Lent is able to muscle it up and in off the glass. And a bad pass here is able to Terwilliger. Terwilliger zigged when he should have zagged. It'll be a steal for Lent. 38-30, O'Gorman has a chance to make it a 10-point game. Here's a reach on Sonnenschein, and that'll help Austin Terveen to the free throw line. Terveen was coming down the lane on a spin move. He actually lost control of the dribble, but just as he got it, he tried a 2-hand scoop. Sonnenschein with his second personal. 4 fouls as a team now for the Govs here in the third period. Terveen at the stripe. Tied with Jet Zabel for the game-high lead with 12 points. He'll take the lead with the first free throw and a shooter's touch. It goes. Ty and Bus checks in for the first time in the second half. Sawyer Sonnenschein out. Cooper Terwilliger is out in favor of Eladio Simmental. First trip for him in the second half on the floor as well. Terveen's second free throw won't go. The rebound is tipped, and out of there with it comes Luke Olsen. 39-30. Govs again hoping for some quick offense here. Mason Clark will knock the Olsen dribble away and out of bounds on our left sideline. Newton-Dute is in. Austin Terveen is out in the play stoppage. 2:06 to play. Brianna Kuzler is going to take a timeout here. Timeouts in our broadcast sponsored by Coca-Cola Bottling. 2:06 in the third. The Govs trail 39-30. Grab a Coke and be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball.
For over 70 years, Pitt's Design Build has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitt's Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Here, there's the first horn. So with 2:06 to play in the third quarter, Knights on top, 39-30. And as we welcome you to our coverage of Governor High School basketball, your official voice of the Governors is River 92.7. It was 23-17 at halftime, so Gorman now with a 16-13 advantage through the second period. Governors calling their second timeout. And again, Pierre just hoping for somehow, some way to get more consistent offense. It's been a good ball game, just O'Gorman's made a few more plays. Here comes Jet Zabel down the lane. Shot is up, no good, but he'll draw a foul. Not much contact, but enough to send him to the free throw line, and Noon Doot will be the guilty party here. Just his first personal foul. So we're under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. This will be Zabel's fourth trip to the free throw line, 2 of 5 in the first half. First of 2 this time is good, as Dawson Getz will check in for Cade Kaiser. Getz, just 1 3-pointer so far in this game, 1 out of 4. He's been the guy that when the Governors have had good second half comebacks this year, obviously kind of kickstarts things with a few 3 balls, and see if the Govs can get some of those going a little bit later on. Second free throw, no good for Zabel. Doot down with the rebound, an 8-point deficit. Facing Pierre at 39-31. Here's Caleb Terveen. There's Hayden Gross with a handoff, but that's a travel. And the Governors right there with him defensively will take it back. 1:45 left, third quarter. Near court to far for the Governors in the second half. Ty and Bus in there. Had it. Here's Getz. Deep 3. In and out. No good. But it's Simmental with the rebound. He'll drive. Nowhere to go with it. Terveen will take it right back. Tough break for the Govs as we head the other way. This way, in fact. Far court to near. Now it's Doot down the lane. Nice drive. Good first step for Noon Doot. Around Dawson Getz, 41-31. The biggest lead of the game is matched. Jet Zabel a little wild on a layup attempt here. Terveen with a rebound. And the Knights have the momentum here. Terveen back to Lent. Inside, he'll kick it out. Doot for 3s, 2 for 2 already. And another. Noon Doot does not miss. And the biggest lead of the game for the Knights now is up to 13 at 44-31. Under 45 seconds to go here in the third period. Doot 3 out of 3, and boy, he didn't touch the rim on that one. Simmental keeps a loose ball alive. Here's Getz for the answer off the front of the rim from the right side. No good. Rebound run down by Caleb Terveen, and Ty and Bus a little bit late will be called for a foul. Dawson Getz on that particular shot just didn't have the rhythm. He faked a couple of times and then all of a sudden decided to shoot. Usually that is kind of gets you out of your rhythm. Sometimes Dawson doesn't need much of a rhythm, but the way things have gone last night and so far today, I think sometimes you gotta get back to the old fundamentals. Terveen at the free throw line, and the 5th team foul for the Governors here in the third quarter. First one rims in and out. That's his first miss in 6 tries. Mason Clark out for the Knights. As the second one will go for Caleb Terveen, 45-31. Well, Gorman has scored another 6-point flurry. The Governors just have not been able to score with any bit of consistency. It's a lot easier said than done. They've just got to finish possessions here. Getz driving baseline. Back out to Kaiser with 4 seconds. Getz has to throw up a prayer. That'll come up short. Doot with a rebound, and our third quarter comes to an end. After 3, the Gales Gas Service scoreboard. It's all Knights so far, 45-31. They lead the Governors. Scoreboard brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. And we're back after a 60-second timeout. Quarter number 4 next. This is Governor Basketball.
If you're thinking of a new or used car, motorcycle, pickup, or RV, think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting some new wheels in mind, stop by and see us. We'll get you the right loan. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
Scott Darno with Lee Real Estate in Pierre is ready to help you find your dream home. There are 10 things you need to do to buy or sell your home. Number 1, call him at 605-220-2676, and he'll handle the other 9. As your resident realtor on a bike, he will make buying or selling your home feel like a walk in the park, not an Ironman triathlon. Find him on Facebook or email scott@LeeRealEstatePierre.com. Lee Real Estate and Scott are proud sponsors of Central South Dakota Youth Sports and Events broadcast on Live Ticket TV. Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
23-17 has become 45-31. The Knights have the first possession of our final stanza here. Brian Oakland with the play-by-play. Still understand that we have some hit and miss for the audio here from Sioux Falls. Not sure why that is. First shot for Hayden Gross is no good. A Dawson gets rebound, and the Governors will head in the other direction. So we apologize for anything that's not going right in this broadcast. Oh my goodness, Luke Olson. High pass from Cade Kaiser, and we'll call it an alley-oop. Olson, instead of coming back down with it, just tossed it up off the glass, and he gets it to rim its way down. Exciting basket, but it's just a two-pointer. Now Gross inside with a jump hook, no good. Getz is in with another board. The Governors head the other direction, and Zabel looking to lob to Cade Kaiser behind the defense. Kaiser is pushed, and a foul to Austin Terveen. Just his first personal, but the first of the fourth quarter for either team. 45-33 now. 7-11 left to play in the fourth quarter. We'll see if the Governors can hit some shots. Here's Getz from the corner, from Olson, rimming in and out and back in again. Dawson Getz gets one to go. So 5 in a row to start the period for Pierre. Back within 9 now at 45-36 with the first minute gone by fourth quarter. Here comes Dute against Zabel. Now it's Terveen looking for the answer. Terveen too strong again, 0 for 2. Getz gets his third rebound in this quarter already. See if Pierre can get the turkey that Coach Kuzler loves to have. That's 3 in a row with defensive stops, and Olson can't get the bucket to go here. Hayden Gross with a rebound. Olson so good on those floaters, but that one no good. Jump step and a stop for Terveen to the baseline. He'll kick it back out. Gross to Dute. He'll drive, and he gets around Luke Olson, who is shuffling with him, trying to help out. The left-handed attempt no good for Dute, but Luke Olson will pick up his third personal foul. First Governor with 3 personals in this game. Dute, who's hit 3 of 3 from beyond the arc, 13 points. Rattles his first one home here. And he just took over the game-high lead with his 14th point. Second one also good. Make it 15 for Noon Dute. And the lead back to 12 for the Knights. Olson backing it off on the right side outside the arc. Entry pass to Zabel. Knocked away by Satter, but foul. Ryland Satter. The officials conferring here, maybe as to who the guilty party was, or whom. It is Satter. That's his third on the board now. I only had him for 2, but 47-36. Here's Miles Doyle inside. Kaiser pump fake, fouled on the way up. I think Dute gets him from behind. Good movement without the basketball, and that was one thing that the Governors didn't do a good job with last night at Harrisburg. So maybe some things certainly have gone better today. Kaiser at the free throw line, short on the first. Actually had an air ball from the stripe last night. That one just grazed the front of the rim as well. 6:04 to go. We're in the fourth quarter. 47-36. Kaiser is good on the second one. And that is Cade's first point of the afternoon. 6 minutes to go. 47-37. Getz hounding Satter. He gets the takeaway, and Getz is too strong on the layup. He picked it up, And we've got a foul battling for the rebound that'll go to Gross. What happened with Dawson Getz after the pickup of the loose basketball? Or no, is it a timeout? No foul, it's a timeout. We'll try to explain when we come back, but it's a 30-second sponsored break for Coca-Cola Bottling in Pierre. 10-point O'Gorman lead, 5:48 to play. We're back in 30. This is Governor Basketball.
Olson Plumbing in Pierre provides complete plumbing and drain cleaning services to commercial and residential customers. Olson Plumbing understands how the simple things in life are often the things we can't live without, and running water is the top of the list. Olson Plumbing offers 24/7 emergency services, and they can be at your location in under an hour in most cases. If you need help with your plumbing system, call Olson Plumbing 605-224-6436.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Free throw line before he picked it up, and then in the same motion tried to get the layup to go. He was a little bit out of control. That was the reason for the miss. Now we're back at it. Gets another steal this time, and a Cade Kaiser feed to Miles Doyle, who will score a bunny underneath. Defense picking up for the Governors, and that leads to a bucket on offense. Now another steal by Olson. 3 steals in a row for the Governors. We go the other way. Zabel lobs underneath for Kaiser, but caught on the backside by Terveen. Terveen is saying after catching the pass that he got pushed, and that's why he ends up on the end line. Boy, he's stuck with that argument for quite a while. Shot clocks will reset. Technically, it is back-to-back turnovers, but benefit of the doubt will keep the numbers down for both teams. Gets off of the inbound, is right back into Zabel. He'll muscle one up and in for 2, and it's 47-41. Governors trailed by 14 at halftime. A pass to the feet of Gross, picked up by the Governors as Gross is unable to handle it. 4 turnovers in the quarter now for the Knights. 7 on the game. 47-41. 14-point deficit has been trimmed to 6. The Governors can make it 4, maybe even 3. Here's Zabel, turnaround shot short over Gross, who will get the rebound. And the Knights heading back this way quickly. Tatum Mooney will score. Tatum Mooney and the Knights win the fast break battle that time. That makes it 49-41. Olson to Getz. Tipped and taken by Getz. Hayden Gross had an opportunity, but he couldn't get the steal. Dute and company quickly up ahead. Now on the move, Terveen. Short on the layup. Zabel rebounds, and we've got a foul on the way up the floor for Noon Dute. Trying to slow down Jet Zabel, who at 6'5" has run sprints on the track before. And Dute slows him down with a foul, probably a good one at that. 49-43. Austin Terveen is out. Jackson Bjorkman coming in for Dute, and Caleb Terveen is checked in for his twin brother. Pierre will throw in. That's 4 fouls now for O'Gorman in the fourth quarter with 4:08 left to play. Pierre is in the bonus the rest of this game. It is Getz taking the inbound. Luke Olson tries to drive. Baseline back to Dawson Getz. 3 goes halfway down and it comes back out. Mooney will have the rebound. Here come the Knights leading by 6. Caleb Terveen hesitates and drives, but he loses a handle on it going up. And we will have a jump ball on the rebound. Zabel and Satter. Boy, that's a good football battle for a rebound here. The Knights have the possession arrow. No, the Governors have the possession arrow. And we've got a timeout called on the floor. This one's getting good. A 30-second break brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling, and we're back with more Pierre Governor football, basketball.
Tire of Pierre is your premier hometown shop, specializing in tires to fit vehicles, from ATVs to large farm equipment and everything in between. At your tire store next door, you can find a plethora of brand name tires that range from 4 to 10 ply and much more. Our highly skilled technicians can handle brakes, heating, and air conditioning. Call us today at 224-8643 or visit us at GrahamTire.com. Graham Tire is a proud sponsor of Pierre and surrounding communities' local activities.
The innocence of youth.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Rates going at it from the gridiron, but here on a basketball court. 49-43, Brian Oakland, glad to be with you here on a Saturday afternoon. Much better game for the Governors than last night, but they still got work to do as they trail by a half a dozen. 3:40 left in the fourth quarter. Pierre trailed by 14 going to the fourth quarter. Here's Mooney going after a steal. He'll get it. Taken away from Luke Olson. Scramble for the basketball, but won by the Knights. As they play down below us, far court to near as you watch this one on the River 92.7 page of drgnews.com. Good Saturday afternoon entertainment. Here's Tatum Mooney from Jackson Bjorkman. Now Hayden Gross with Caleb Terveen and Rylan Satter on the floor for the Knights. They'll bleed the clock here. Gross backs it back out. The Knights are down to 7 to shoot. And a floater in the lane, up and good for Caleb Terveen. Tough shot, but it goes. 51-43. Getz and company quickly the other way. Zabel rushes a pass, and Terveen is there to take it away from Miles Doyle. And Zabel, I think, just too quick on that one. I don't know that the pass was available. Terveen gets the steal. Foul goes to Doyle, and that is his first personal, the second team foul for Pierre here in the fourth quarter. Bjorkman checking out. Noon Dute, who has hit some big shots in this second half. Checking back on for the Knights. 2:45 left. Govs down by 8. Gorman with the basketball and the lead. Here is Dute with Zabel right there with it. Now they get it back to Gross. Gross running the point here with Austin Terveen on the bench. Caleb Terveen against Kaiser. Crosses over against him, and again the shot clock is being run down by the O'Gorman offense here. Now Gross drives. Oh, what a layup for Hayden Gross, and he gets a foul and a chance at a three-point play. A good burst of speed through defenders for Hayden Gross, who actually just scored his first 2 points of the game. Miles Doyle picking up his second personal foul at the 2:20 mark of the fourth quarter. The free throw is good. So Hayden Gross with a big three-point play that suddenly puts the Knights back up by double figures. It's 54-43. The Governors will take the timeout here. Coca-Cola breaking the action. Governors with a hill to climb. 2:16 left. Let's take a 60-second break. 30-second break rather. We're back with more Pierre Governor basketball.
Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
At Jan Bussey Ford and Highmore, they've been building partnerships for life by treating customers right, offering a low-pressure sales process, no haggling over price, passing low overhead savings on, and providing a Ford-certified service department fixing it right the very first time. If you're looking for a new Ford, a quality pre-owned vehicle, a new or used ATV, or a trailer, stop by Jan Bussey Ford and Highmore and experience the difference.
Jan Bussey Ford, building partnerships for life.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
54-43. Govs will inbound from their bench as Miles Doyle will take it and set things up. Now give back to Luke Olson. Out there with Kaiser, who's got it now. Getz and Zabel are in there too. It's the starting 5 out for the Govs. Getz trying to get free for an open look at 3, but that's not available. So Olsen back into Zabel with contact, shots off the glass, and it's good. And a foul for Ryland Satter, which will be number 4 on the day. Zabel will go to the stripe and try to add one more. Austin Terveen back in for Caleb Terveen. Austin with a good ball game. He's got 13 points. Jet Zabel now with 17, looking for number 18 if he can put the free throw down, and he does. Shooters roll, he gets it to go. Back within single figures. It's 54-46. The Governors pressing defensively. That press has caused some steals and takeaways so far here in the 4th. Olsen goes for one, and a timeout is asked for by Hayden Gross. He himself sensed some trouble. And O'Gorman, who just broke the time barrier, will get a timeout here. Let's take 60 seconds. This time we're back with more Pierre Governor basketball. It's a Coca-Cola timeout.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Stay in a beautiful Black Hills vacation home, the Summit on Dancing Sky near Leeds, South Dakota in the popular Powder House Pass development. It's a modern rustic design with over 5,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms and 5 baths for you to enjoy. You'll get gorgeous views of the Terry Peak Mountain Range. There's a community pool to enjoy, and you're close to all the attractions like Deadwood, Sturgis, Spearfish, and a whole lot more. The Summit on Dancing Sky. Visit them at DancingSky.com.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Again, and cheering on your favorite team. At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
Back once again here at O'Gorman High, and again, I guess dealing with some technical difficulties. But we're back. Nothing has happened since the timeout. 54-46. A Hayden Gross jumper was no good, but O'Gorman got an offensive rebound, and they'll inbound after an out-of-bounds play here. 1:10 to play. Governors down by 3 possessions. And a tie up here of Cade Kaiser. Wrapping up Austin Terveen. That's the last foul to give for the Governors as they try to get the Knights into some shooting situations now. 1:06 to play. Both teams in the bonus the rest of the way. 54-46. Let's break for another 30-second Coca-Cola timeout. We're back with more Pierre Governor basketball.
Refined design, remarkable capabilities. The Ford Edge at Capital City Ford delivers everyone and everything in style and comfort. Bold and aggressive on the outside, lavish with lots of tech on the inside. This SUV does a whole lot more than haul groceries. Travel with confidence when purchasing your all-new Ford Edge from Capital City Ford. And for a limited time, qualified buyers can purchase at 1.9 APR for 72 months. Check out the full vehicle lineup at CapitalCityFord.com. Capital City Ford in Pierce, South Dakota.
At Ringneck Energy, their mission.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
The foul from Cade Kaiser, a fresh 35, and the Governors are going to have to continue fouling here. Hayden Gross needs to inbound, and Rylan Satter is immediately fouled by either Dawson Getz or it's Miles Doyle. He'll pick up his third. So now to the free throw line we go. Of course, every foul is a double bonus here with 5 fouls, the limit per quarter. Clock stops at 1:04 to play here in the fourth quarter. 54-46. And Satter, calm, cool, and collected on the first of 2 here. Henry Theobald was in for defense. Noon Dute will check back in actually Dute in for defense. Theobald was in for offense, which is interesting. Theobald has 1 3-pointer. Dute has 3, but Satter hits the 2 for 2. Rylan Satter with 6 points, 56-46. The score, 10-point lead, and we're in the final minute now. Zabel, scoop off of a spin, but it's up no good. Satter playing bigger than he is, according to head coach Derek Roby. And he's got another rebound as Zabel was not able to hit this one. Not looking good for the Governors here, but the important thing is definitely they came to play a little bit more today than what was on display last night at Harrisburg. Obviously, O'Gorman is a better matchup, but O'Gorman's still, a team that could cause a lot of problems for some upper echelon teams down the stretch. We see a lot of parity. We talked about that with Coach Roby as well. We'll mention that momentarily. Satter missed the first, gets the second. The lead is 11. From Sioux Falls Roosevelt at 8-3, all the way down to Aberdeen Central at 6-7, who is in the 14 seed. Well, you've got a bunch of teams. Well, Roosevelt, I think I'd put them in the upper echelon, maybe Washington too. The Governors, by the way, are out of bounds and have to. We'll turn it over. Well, let's go from Brandon Valley in the 7 spot, 5-3. Well, the Governors in the 6 at 8-5. All the way down to Aberdeen at 6-7 in the 14 spot. Every one of those teams are no more than 1 or 2 games below 500 with their records. The Governors are no longer trying to get takeaways here. They'll allow O'Gorman to dribble this thing out. And O'Gorman is going to have the shot clock run out on them before the end here. Now, Gross will make his move. They'll try to score one more. Terveen at the free throw line. Jumper is up over Kaiser, no good. Olsen with the rebound. And this game is going to come to an end here. Your final score on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard. A good effort by the Governors, but the O'Gorman Knights win it almost wire to wire. Pierre led 5-4 at one point, but in the end, it's O'Gorman leading the rest of the way. Your final score 57-46. The Governors lose their second straight, and O'Gorman with the win goes to 7-5 on the season. Final score 57-46. The scoreboard is sponsored by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. Use their budget plan and keep full service to stay warm all season long with Gales Gas Service in Pierre. 3-minute timeout, and our postgame is coming up. The postgame, a courtesy of Family Dental with offices in Pierre and Gettysburg. We'll take that 3-minute timeout, come back and talk about this one as the Govs fall to 8-6 on the season. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball and your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and DRGnews.com.
The team at Family Dental in Pierre and Gettysburg are devoted to spending time with each patient to answer all questions and address any concerns that arise. Family Dental wants all their current and future patients to feel welcome and comfortable and to have the healthiest, best-looking smile possible. They can take care of all your family's dental needs with cleanings, checkups, implants, same-day crowns, and many other dental services. Dr. Ryan Jensen welcomes new patients. Family Dental in Pierre and Gettysburg, caring for all your family's dental needs.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? LiveTicket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2. And punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it to replay this game. See live and archive video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota High School sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building. The Garage Doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
At American Family Insurance, we help protect what you've achieved so you can fearlessly go after your dreams. For auto, home, business, and life, contact us today. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance, Life Mutual, Standard of Ohio and Wisconsin Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783.
Call the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC, with offices in Pierre, Oneida, and Gettysburg.
Refined design, remarkable capabilities. The Ford Edge at Capital City Ford delivers everyone and everything in style and comfort. Bold and aggressive on the outside, lavish with lots of tech on the inside. This SUV does a whole lot more than haul groceries. Travel with confidence when purchasing your all-new Ford Edge from Capital City Ford. And for a limited time, qualified buyers can purchase at 0.9% APR for 60 months. Check out their full vehicle lineup at CapitalCityFord.com. Capital City Ford in Pierre.
Welcome back to Governor Basketball. We welcome you to the postgame, which is brought to you by Family Dental with offices in Pierre and in Gettysburg. Good ball game today, but the Governors just, again, consistency on offense, kind of their undoing in this one, as they just could not make as many plays as the home team did here in the O'Gorman Knights. The Knights win at 57-46. You know, and key for Coach Brianna Kuzler, and when we talk about her, when we talk to her in the pregame shows, she talks about how important it is to get off to a quick start. Obviously, that didn't happen last night, but neither team got off to a quick start today. You know, and sometimes when you lose a basketball game that in the end could have gone either way, you look at the way the game started. And if the Governors, I think in Coach Kuzler's mind, could have set the tone a little bit more early in this game, then and maybe things turn out a little bit different, but it was just 6-5 at the end of one. Govs shot 2 of 12. O'Gorman not much better, 3 of 12 in the first period. But then O'Gorman got their offense going, and the Governors had 5 turnovers with 3 steals by O'Gorman in that first period as well. So they finished possessions early on, or more so in the first half. Then maybe you do have a bit of a different ball game. O'Gorman outscores Pierre 17-12 in the second quarter, making it 23-17 at halftime. But it was the third quarter when OG started to pull away here. They go 6 of 9 in the third period on the floor. Govs went 5 out of 13. Pierre couldn't get that quick start in the second half like they did with a 10-point deficit, for example, Tuesday night against Aberdeen Central. And they found themselves down by 14 at the end of the third quarter. Then they clamped down the pressure, and by golly, got 4 steals and 5 takeaways in the fourth quarter. A 14-point deficit was cut down to 6, but O'Gorman then put a 5-point flurry together and came back to an 11-point margin, and that was the end margin as well, 57-46, despite Pierre outscoring OG 15-12 in the fourth quarter. O'Gorman again 6 of 9 in the third quarter, just 3 of 10 in the fourth, but they hit 6 of 7 free throws as well. And they'll go 9 of 19 on the second half. 19 of 46 overall, hitting 4 out of 11 from behind the arc. Noon Dute was 3 of 3 from outside, and 2 of those came in the third quarter when this game really was decided, in my opinion. The Knights go 13 of 17 from the stripe. They do a good job there. Dute leads the Knights with 15 points. Austin Terveen coming in with 13 in the game. A lot of other people getting in on the act. Caleb Terveen was 8 had an 8-point day, 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Ryland Satter checking in with 7. Got 4 points each from Tatum Mooney and from John Lent, who played strong off the bench. Hayden Gross with 3 points, and Henry Theobald with a 3-pointer down as well. 57 on the board for O'Gorman. For the Governors, who go 11 of 24 in the second half on the floor, will finish 18 out of 48, but just 3 of 15 from outside the arc. Dawson Getz was 2 of 8 from outside. Miles Doyle hit 1 as well in 2 tries. And the Governors are 7 of 12 from the free throw line. Jet Zabel will lead all scorers in this one with 18 points. Getz comes in with 14. He played a good game inside the arc despite the struggles outside. Luke Olson, for the second straight night, though, held in check. He finishes with just 6 points. Miles Doyle with 5. Cooper Terwilliger with 2. And Cade Kaiser held the 1 point as well. 57-46 the final in this one. Rebounding, the Governors with a bit of an advantage, 30-25 overall. 7 offensive rebounds compared to 3 in favor of the Governors. Jet Zabel had 6 at halftime. I've got 4 more for him in the game, so 18 points, 10 rebounds. Unofficially another double-double for Zabel, but most of his double-doubles have come in victories. This one coming in a loss. Hayden Gross was big with the rebounds in the second half, but a lot of people did a good job rebounding for O'Gorman in this one. The Governors with 13 turnovers, and O'Gorman with 8, but 5 of those came in the fourth quarter. And again, the Governors with a lot more energy defensively in that fourth period. 14 assists for Pierre. Luke Olson will get 6 of those. And O'Gorman unofficially just 9 assists in this one, but the stat that matters is on the scoreboard. And OG wins at 57-46. Again, they're 7-5. The Governors fall to 8-6. We are not going to have a conversation with Coach Kuzler in this one. I personally actually have to get to Madison to call another basketball game for DRG Media Group's Star 99. It's a Mobridge ball game, so time will be a little bit short here in the postgame. But we do have time to take another 3-minute timeout, and we still have our big plays of the game coming up from Hermanson Endodontics and your Cowboy Country Store's player of the game. Still to come in this Family Dental postgame. This is Governor Basketball, River 92.7 and DRGnews.com.
Living with less pain means living at your best. But an action-packed life can wear your body down. Avera Orthopedics keeps you moving with total joint replacements for pain you don't have to live with. Find relief with the region's largest orthopedic physician team of specialized surgeons so you can keep moving forward. Avera, moving health forward. Learn more at avera.org/totaljoint.
What makes our business successful? Our people. Beck Motor Company and Pierre takes great pride in our team, and we are looking to add to it. We currently have an opening for a full-time parts consultant. This individual works closely with our service department and collision center customers, as well as walk-in customers, getting them the parts and accessories they need. Experience a plus, but we'll train the right individual. Many benefits, including health insurance. Contact Steve Meyer at 224-5912.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to DakotaStormRoofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? LiveTicket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2, and punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Back at O'Gorman High, Governors fall 57-46. And I'm trying to think back on the Governors' schedule, in fact, but I'm not sure I remember Pierre actually losing 2 games in a row over the course of this season so far. This might be the first time for what it's worth, but again, schedule is always going to get a little more difficult, especially as the season goes along. People start learning more and more about each other out there in Class AA in particular. And, this is the first time the Governors have dropped 2 straight, but now they have lost 3 out of the last 4. So going to have to try to figure some things out as they fall to 8-6 on the season. O'Gorman was the 10 seed. Pierre was the 6 in AA coming into today. O'Gorman obviously will rise up, and the Governors likely will fall when we take a look at those power rankings on Monday or Tuesday. One quick score, otherwise a doubleheader going on with Jefferson and Washington. Jefferson wins the girls' game 63-47. The boys' game going on here in the big town, just about ready to tip off over on the other end of town. But as we talk about this one and how it came out to be 57-46 O'Gorman, there was one tie. That was 2-2. There was 2 lead changes, 5-4 Governors. And 6-5 O'Gorman. That was our score at the end of the first quarter, but the big plays came after that, and the big plays in this game are brought to you by Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre. Let's hear from them. We'll touch on the big plays when we come back. This is Governor Basketball.
Quality comes first at Hermanson Endodontics. Dr. Brian Hermanson serves Central South Dakota with specialty root canal treatment. Hermanson Endodontics strives to provide treatment that's not only comfortable, but also provides the best possible outcome. They do this by effective and timely communication with your dentist and preserving as much healthy tooth as possible using state-of-the-art 3-dimensional imaging and the dental operating microscope to guide diagnosis and treatment. Ask your dentist if a root canal specialist is right for you. Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre.
I was just thinking about that announcement, root canal specialist, and thinking about last night's game, which probably maybe I would have favored a root canal, but today a lot more action-packed. Good ball game, but O'Gorman comes out on top, thanks in part to their big plays. And a couple of aspects of this game, I think O'Gorman just able to make more plays. The Governor defense pretty good today, I thought. Rebounding, the Govs played a good physical game. I think this is a pretty good matchup between Pierre and O'Gorman. But O'Gorman, it wasn't necessarily the second quarter where they ran away from the Govs. It was the third when they just made more shots. And it was a couple of threes. In fact, they went 3 of 4 from outside the arc in the third period. And just a couple of threes, we talk about it with the Governors. If Dawson Getz, for example, is hitting, Miles Doyle, Luke Olson, those three-point shooters, we've seen it before, and the Governors have used those threes to kind of springboard into a better effort. A lot of times in the second half. Today, it seemed like that was the case. As Noon Dute hit a couple, and Henry Theobald hit a 3-ball in the in the third period, but the offense just looked a lot better for O'Gorman in that third quarter, and the Governors didn't have the answer. The quick start of the second half that the Govs had in the win over Aberdeen on Tuesday night was not the case today, even though they were down by just 6. But at the end of the third quarter, this game was a 14-point effort, and the Govs had a great start to the fourth quarter, but time ran out, and the Knights had the answer for the Governor rally as well. Thanks in part to the proceedings of the third quarter, three-point shooting in particular. And the O'Gorman Knights win it with big plays of the game, sponsored by Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre. We've got some candidates. We'll look at the home team who wins this one for our player of the game. But when we talk about player of the game, sponsored by Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre, Jet Zabel with a double-double unofficially, 18 points, 10 boards. Dawson Getz does get 14 points. Thought Miles Doyle had good minutes today, 5 points. Looked pretty comfortable shooting the basketball, but again, Luke Olson just couldn't get into the flow of the offense here today. And maybe the defense part of that for O'Gorman. That'll give us some candidates when we talk about player of the game. Let's hear from Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre, and your player of the game is next. This is Governor Basketball.
Anytime is a good time for Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Fill up your tank and your stomach. Hunting the fields, fishing the waters, taking kids to activities, Cowboy Country Stores is ready for you. Feed the whole family on the go with delicious foods. Breakfast starting at 5 a.m. Fresh baked pastries, coffees, regular and breakfast pizzas, federal bird stamps, convenience with a capital C. Cowboy Country Stores and Champ's Chicken in Pierre and Fort Pierre.
Cowboy Country Stores with players of the game, and for whomever is guarding Luke Olson, whether that be perhaps Austin Terveen or Caleb Terveen or Tayton Mooney off the bench, they get a pat on the back when we talk about players of the game, because Luke Olson is kind of the floor general. We saw that Tuesday night especially. Obviously didn't see it last night. Didn't see maybe enough of that today. Olson did have 6 points, also 6 assists. But I think if the Governors are going to be more successful, they're going to need a little more offense generated from Luke Olson, and that just wasn't there today. Good defense against the Governor point guard in this one, but big shots were made offensively. Austin Terveen, who is a 50% three-point shooter on the season, actually went 0 for 2 today, but he played well inside the arc shooting the basketball. But again, with those big plays, the three-pointers, Noon Dute goes 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. He leads all Knights in this one with 15 points. He had unofficially 6 rebounds in this game as well. He is our player of the game for hitting the big shots and leading the Knights in scoring and leading them to a victory in this one. In fact, of his 15 points, he only had 3 at halftime, so he scored 12 points in the second half, 10 of which come in the third quarter, the deciding quarter of play in this one, in my opinion. Noon Dute is the player of the game. We've got him a t-shirt noting his accomplishments, helping his team improve to 7-5 on the season as the Governors fall to 8-6. Player of the game, Noon Dute, brought to you by Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. So again, a busy week ahead coming up for River 92.7. We'll start with our next Governor broadcast on Tuesday night. The Governor girls with another tough battle. They'll entertain Harrisburg. Tuesday night, girls only, 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock tip-off here on River 92.7. Then the next opponent for Pierre will be Yankton. Girls on Thursday down southeast, boys on Friday at Riggs High Gym. Both of those games on River 92.7 with 6:30 pre-games. We mentioned at halftime, and we'll mention it again. Our next broadcast, in fact, on River 92.7 comes up with bonus regional coverage tomorrow, a makeup of a double-header between 2 regional teams. Potter County Battlers will play at Lyman against the Raiders from the Lyman Gardens in Presho, and we've moved that game from KPLO due to a Miller-Chamberlain rescheduled doubleheader. So here on River 92.7 tomorrow, Potter County and Lyman. We're going to go with about a 5:15 to a 5:30 pregame on that. We'll play 2, girls and then boys. Hope you can join us for bonus coverage of regional high school basketball tomorrow here on River 92.7. For those on the road and Governor fans heading back home, remember the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety celebrates being a part of a team. They remind us all that buckling up is the best way to save a life in a crash. Do it for your family and friends. You've got someplace to be. And a reminder to slow down and continue to drive for winter conditions as well. Big thanks to Caleb Brozick for Live Ticket, showing this one through video production. You can watch it again on the River 92.7 page of drgnews.com. For Colby Carey, CC running the show in studio. Sorry about the technical difficulties we had, probably from this end, but another good production, I believe, even though the Governors come up short. I'm Brian Oakland, thanking you for joining us. Your final score on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard: O'Gorman 57 and the Governors 46. Regional ball tomorrow night. Otherwise, we'll look forward to you joining us again Tuesday night when the Governor girls entertain Harrisburg here in your official voice of Governor basketball, River 92.7 and drgnews.com. Good afternoon, everybody.